So what is going on?
Well, I think it's fair to say that 2020 has been a very challenging year with unexpected twists and turns. But now we're looking at a new year, Guy. What's been happening with the leadership?
Well, it might have seemed quiet, but we have actually been doing quite a bit. As you know, we've been involved in this SLT working group, which was really set around to see about how we could release Mark and Joe into missional work. As soon as we got into it, we realised that perhaps a more fundamental rethink was going to be needed. We started to look at reframing the vision. We looked at strengthening and reshaping the leadership team, and then really exciting is how to encourage and equip everyone, men, women, boys, girls, into using their gifts for God in our church and in wider mission.
So you've just mentioned there reframing the vision. What does that mean?
Well, I guess it all comes around from an online conference that we went to last year as a team, and that was called Reframe, and it goes along the lines of, you know, God is the same yesterday, today, forever, but the problem is that the way that we view God is sometimes very limited. The problem's not with God, the problem is with us, really, and really God is always bigger. He is always bigger. And his plans for church are always bigger. So the vision that we've got is broadly right. We just need to reframe it a little.
Okay. So what sort of things are going to be revealed over the next few weeks about this vision?
Well, next week is Vision Sunday. Now, one Sunday is nowhere near going to do it justice. So we'll obviously be going into a fair degree of detail next week. But we're going to use both the teaching series between now and Easter to talk through aspects of this reframed vision and what that might mean for us. And also there's going to be a series of church member meetings. Unfortunately, they're going to have to be probably through Zoom again. But between now and Easter, we'll start to unpack and engage the membership really about where this is going. There's a lot to do, there's a lot to talk about, but it's really exciting, especially as we're looking at moving into a new church building this year, but also the transition between Dawlish Christian Fellowship and Hope Church.
That sounds really interesting, very important. Can you give us any more clues?
No, there's going to be no more teasers this week. Just a teaser trailer to say next week you really need to tune in, and the journey, if you like, will kind of start there.
Okay, so does that involve the teaching programme leading up to Easter?
Yeah, so we will explain really what that's about, and I can talk a little bit about that now. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be using extracts from the book of Acts to really say, you know, Lord, what have you got to say to us about our transitional journey from Dawlish Christian Fellowship to Hope Church? You know, what are the things that we can learn? You know, if we're going to write a movie or a book about the Acts of Dawlish, you know, what would that look like? What would be the significant events and characters and learnings that we would have from that journey?
Great stuff. So in closing then, what are your top tips for this next season?
Well, the message for today is looking at the Ascension, which people might think is a little bit odd, doing that straight after Christmas, and why not after Easter, but it really helps to kickstart our Acts series. And what will come from that is the first top tip, and that is really through 2021, we want to look up and fix our eyes on Jesus. We want to abide in him so we can strengthen our personal relationship with Jesus for the direction that we need for this year. So that's, I guess, tip number one. Tip number two is, I'd say, is please don't miss out. There's going to be some great teaching up to Easter. There's going to be a number of cross references to this vision, to this direction of travel, to this reframing. And if you don't tune in, on a Sunday, you're going to miss out. If you don't keep a regular eye on our website, you're going to miss out. So please don't miss out. And then the third and final part, I guess, is that as an SLT, we're meeting next Saturday morning. That's the 9th of January. And we're going to be praying into and working further about what this transitional journey should look like. So please, please pray for us, pray for wisdom and insight, and to work out the best way to engage with all of you so that we can journey with each other.
Well, thank you, Guy, for answering those questions and filling us in on what's been going on.
Thank you very much.